And chat. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Disco Elysium. Last time we were about to explore the abandoned church, which is not so abandoned. So let's get to it. Most people set up for bed. Okay. I wonder if you get stat penalties for staying up all night. Alright, in we go.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Doesn't look like the door's closed. Inspect the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over a beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch. The carving on the door...
Back up and look at the door.
The doors remain unchanged, closed with a padlock.
Take a closer look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
Look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead. There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Have you seen this symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
What does it look like to you? I mean, it's obvious what it looks like, Harry.
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
What is suggested of junior delinquency here?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
I agree, it's very modern. But does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the dead guy not care that he is? What is the source of the irony here?
That level of conceptual thinking is not part of my skill set.
Try to peel off the sticker without ripping it. Ooh, alright. High 72%. Let's try it.
Your hands
Damn.
are clammy from the sea air. The piece of sticker keeps slipping away.
Screw it, I'll ask. Kim, can I have that handkerchief? My hands are wet.
The lieutenant hands you a blue handkerchief. He looks a little dismayed when he gets it back crumpled. However, it should be easier to peel the sticker off now.
Let's try again. 92%. You dried your hands.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Ooh. Do I put the sticker on my ledger or inside it? Ooh. Hi, Jojo. Ooh. There's a question. Ooh. What do I choose here? I'm going to put it on my cover.
Voila. Looks very modern.
Hey, I leveled.
You're part of the Future Brigade now, and so is your formerly humdrum ledger. Neon, baby.
Open the padlock with the key.
The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open.
Let's go.
The lieutenant nods at you. Pull on the doors.
As you do, you hear the echo of the doomed commercial area. Its black halls and dusty machines. Then the feeling passes. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum.
That is the first time I've ever heard innards pronounced innards.
In the heart of the city.
Ooh, vision time. Or not. It's just an entry in. Okay. Man, is that a stained glass window or is that a painting? A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Okay. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long-forgotten style. This grotesque wooden figure looks half-finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. Somebody's been... I guess those pillars came carved. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Are those lecterns? The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. We'll examine the equipment last.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums. It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow. If not blotted out, outright. Truly unusual.
But is that the aesthetics of the place, or is that the experiments that have been going on?
You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Ooh. I'm going to stomp my feet and clap my hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
I guess I got to do both. Yell as loud as you can.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Yeah, but is that because I suck or because of the acoustics?
It's unnerving.
What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me.
The church just has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Ooh. I guess I'll try the red check. Damn it!
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
What's the darkness like?
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork. The sense of a great height.
Try to make out something. Anything.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
Officer, what are you looking at?
He follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are seeing. Blink.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Oh, shit. It's the Crab Man.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it. Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently.
The Crab Man.
I'm going to say, hey, who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
That was not the accent I was expecting.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesque and a district in general. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesques in Revachol.
The right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
I mean, he's being weird. We might as well.
I'm put off by this religious stuff, he thinks. And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Oh, hell no. Run away. No. I'm a policeman. I need to talk to you about police things. I don't know anything about alcohol use. Is a bald-faced lie. But I guess I have a bit of a problem that's been getting out of hand recently. Probably wouldn't help me here. But this is a silly answer. And not very convincing. I'm going to cop to it. Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but...
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
Oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Yeah, I get the hint. For some reason, I feel like you have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother.
Wasteland of reality.
Messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? 'Tis not an act, my liege. Saving perchance he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
What do I want to say here? I probably can ask all of these things. I'll start with... You must be the Crab Man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's really more like a spider. Some kind of Spider-Man.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Oh, you're responsible for the carved beams. Interesting. We have an artist here, as well as a zealot. Wait, did you also carve all those sculptures? Point at the nearest pillar.
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
You're promoting the objectification of women with your reactionary depiction of female bodies. Now, screw it. I'll say you've got some nice curves going there.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
What were you before you became a crabman and a woodcarver?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
Ooh, does losing my memory haunt me or fill me with hope that I can be a whole new me? Ooh, there's a character decision moment. I'm going to be optimistic. I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, start again from scratch.
That's not really the point, I say. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is.
Nah.
Do you remember your name, sir?
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
I don't do names either. Names are out. I don't care what mine is. My name's Harry. Extend your hand for a greeting. Well, he's not going to shake my hand from up in the rafters, but I'll try it.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
He ignores your hand, his limbs a mere shadow below the ceiling. I'll say, what are you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who's this mother of silence you keep talking about?
Oh, that's no simple question, I said. She is one who can be painted or sculpted.
Are you wearing clothes? I see pants on you, okay.
She is a cavity in the dark, beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
Oh, do I want to be rude to him? Do I want to ask a piercing question right now? That might disincline him to cooperate with me. You know what? I'll ask. You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you. To his very own self.
Let's agree to disagree.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
I still don't.
know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the Mother's glory.
All right, I'll bite. Can you sing for me? Sing for me something.
I ain't from no Marietta, if that's what you're thinking. And the song I sing is silent as the mother.
So a metaphorical
Lariati
song.
is a mesque style of music and dance, commonly seen at all manner of festivities, especially weddings. It's delightfully quaint, owing to its peasant origins.
How did you even find this place? I'll ask other stuff about what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the Mother's glory.
Doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
That's actually kind of profound. Hang on, I'm going to think about that for a second. The flames themselves are without sound. Interesting. Interesting. How did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me.
Right, I had other questions.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Wait, do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
So what do you think about the nightclub, that is? Probably won't work in here, judging by the weird acoustic effect.
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
Oh. You're pretty chill about that.
Might even be nice to have some company.
I thought you liked being alone. Do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is Grandma?
Wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know that when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she?
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs.
Or search through her radio computer.
Oh, it's a radio computer. I can use my cube with it. Okay then, thanks. Oh, what is this? Oh. It's a bottle. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer. A cracked pane of glass, colorful. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Oh, he's been carving these as well. Huh. A portable Harman Wowshy tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? Oh man, that's broken and open to the outside. That's snow pouring in. Damn. 2 decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. Alright, radio computer
A
time.
machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
A radio computer. And it's turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Ooh. Do I save scum here? I'm going to say yes, but what is this strange thing?
A radio computer. We have one down at the station. No, I don't know how to operate it or what it's used for. Let's go.
A quaint little box of radio waves.
Wait, let me just investigate it.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
Sure.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Oh no, it was already glowing and now it's also making a sound? It's probably some alien CO-like technology.
Oh, I can't be that much of a Luddite.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Votre accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
What's the personal log?
The filament you have inserted into the core.
You mean that glowing thing with the tape on it that says log February through March?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Is this the personal log?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Oh.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do.
Oh boy.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Fortress Occident. Sounds familiar.
The company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalog before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCS produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
That's not bad.
What's that, this interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
The static drowns her response. You hear her ask when the connection finally improves. Thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Press off/silent.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
She says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
All right, let's ask Tiago.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Yeah, thanks. Have you by any chance heard the Viejita say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
I'm going to say yes, it's for a first-degree murder investigation in Martinez.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
Don't sweat it, Vato. The password is afterlife death.
Oh, boy.
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nidita Pequeña when I hear it.
Okay, then, thanks.
I think we're done here, essay.
The figure crawls off into the darkness above. Oh, he's just gone. All right.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
I wonder when she comes back.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
I'm going to hit print.
Nothing happens.
I guess I'll press play again.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Computer Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Let's try this again. I think I may have the right password for the personal log.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thanks, but I'm finished with this call.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Read the printout.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Read the second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving.
Read the third entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Why would she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot. Read the fourth entry.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna. Had some problems setting it up. Called Simon for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked.
Is this somebody trying to set up one of the radio games?
I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
A data loss?
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying.
So a radio computer can't be a new technology. The abandoned game... Did the abandoned radio game involve radio computers? Maybe not.
Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Artists, programmers, Lexi, who are all those people?
Her friends? Colleagues? She must be quite educated if she knew how to set up all this machinery.
Read the 5th entry.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Yeah, me too. Read the 6th entry.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Yeah, it's super weird. I wonder what causes it.
Is she talking about?
The lieutenant looks to his right, toward the silence. Read the 7th entry.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence, with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
Ooh. Is there something supernatural happening here, or is this some kind of weird technology in the belfry that I wasn't able to see because I failed the red check? Ooh, I wonder. I mean, Harry has psychic visions, so there could be something supernatural going on. The Mother of Silence. Does Tiago worship the empty sound space? Is it driving him nuts? Sensory deprivation chambers can have really weird effects on you. I imagine spending a lot of time in one would cause you long-term problems.
The Pillar of Silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
She seems to be. Also, I've never heard of an architectural quirk doing that. Well, I guess there are some. But to have it be a specific vertical column, how does that work? But what could it be? Look at the water basins behind you.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Read the 8th entry.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again.
I like to put the same track on repeat for a while just to experience the tone and mood and have it on in the background of what I'm doing, but even I swap songs every once in a while.
Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
Okay, that's advanced tech for a primitive computer. An audio alteration algorithm. She must be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Read the 9th entry.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also, some canned air.
She's not making any mention of Tiago.
Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
Uh-oh.
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Uh-oh.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots. I wonder if I ran out of time or if this automatically happens if you read the notes.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Yeah, let's let her work for a sec. Do I have to wait for her animation to finish? Let's wait for a sec to see. Alright, I don't think she's going to stop.
What is it?
The woman is still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
It does not look like a big loss to her. Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
She turns back to the terminal. I mean, I'd like to know about the Swallow.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager.
Have you seen the Crabman?
Nope.
But you know he's around?
Yes.
He's seen you.
And?
Okay, it's probably not a big deal then.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. Did she just say she wasn't a big deal? Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
What about those bowls of water over there?
They are connected to my RAIN prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
All right, fair enough.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
It's not just rudeness. really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do. And you're not helping.
Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question.
Great.
She dwells back into the glowing terminal. What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
Yes, I do. I'm very curious. You're doing something very interesting here, and I'd like to know what it is. There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes. I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
She says, ready to stand her ground. What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Ooh, which of these questions do I ask? Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal or a hole in the world? What does that mean exactly? I'm going to ask about the hole in the world.
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer.
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
You measure it by collecting data on its surroundings, on that which exists.
Exactly. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
It sounds very complicated. And possibly dangerous. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch-black heights above, but without much success.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
It's weird as shit, even if it is.
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the Crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think Crabman might be somehow responsible here?
No, I don't.
You said that the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world, for now.
Great. Thanks.
Fuck it, I'll ask about the music. How do you feel about anodic dance music?
What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Ooh. Not like disco does anyway. Or, wow, that was quick, why do you hate it? Hmm. I'll say, same here. It just doesn't connect here. Not like disco does anyway.
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right. But how do you feel about a club for anodic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
Go on. What do they want to build then?
Take a guess, why don't you?
None of these answers are correct. A youth center would be nice, a petting zoo, a place for animals, maybe some community space to help the elderly. I'm still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for erotic dance music. They said it's their dream. What do I say here? None of these answers are correct. I'll say a youth center would be nice.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Thanks, Kim. Right, I'll let you work in peace now. I have a radio computer filament that I want to have read. That's not just something to sell, is it? And Tiago's gone. Alright, well, that's all we're getting out of her for now. She is using her computer.
Hello again.
Alright, she's got nothing new to say.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
He looks excited. The tips of his hair are sharp and white. The bleach has consumed almost all of the toothbrush on the mirror in front of him. I'll say a... Oh, that's a white check that I can retry. Low chance. I've got a 1 in 4 chance to succeed on that. Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze.
Nothing jumps
Damn
out
it.
to you. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Really? Because I could swear something's not adding up here.
How about you get out and breathe? The air in the tent is too thick for you to think clearly.
Didn't expect that to hurt my health. About the church, I checked it out.
And? What happened?
I talked to the crab man.
Oh, man. Who is he? What did you think?
Seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Just preaching and praying from the looks of it.
No matter. Is he going to be a problem? Yeah. Noid is right. Let's get back
I
to
forgot his name was
What will you
Noid.
do about it?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
I'm going to say, actually, he told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light! Yeah! Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
Ooh, do I want to tell him about Suna? I want to talk about something else.
But do let us know if something changes in the church.
I could put a point into logic. How many skill points have I got? Oh, I have 4. I have 1 more point of logic I can spend. Oh, I gotta check out my thoughts in a minute. I'll put a point into logic and try again.
Goodbye, officer. Hi again. So, how are things going?
42% chance this time.
A number of
Yeah.
things don't add up.
Yeah, I got
Let's
it.
take a look. How about gather around, kids?
Okay, I'll bite. Okay, kids, now gather around.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned. Their would-be leader is less amused.
I've got bad news for you, Andre. Things don't add up.
What things?
This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
He points at the speaker.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Where is his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker. You have only one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one-speaker systems.
You have no headphones. Wouldn't a cell need her headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
I know you pawned them, likely for lab equipment and drug ingredients.
I'm sorry, but there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients.
That nosefed is here for its active ingredient.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
Likely pseudoephedrine, almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine makes you happy, and so does pseudoephedrine.
The distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
He sounds tired. In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
That's... Come on, that's...
Punishable by summary execution? No! Against the law?
I meant to say, not true.
So what are we going to do with you?
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing.
Do I do this lawman style or be nice? You tell me what's really going on and we'll work from there. I can be lenient.
What do you mean by lenient?
Whew. Do I threaten them? Threaten them hard? Or play it cool? I'm not going to threaten them hard. I'm going to... I'm going to say we'll see. Now speak.
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth, but closes it again. Then finally raises his hands.
Things are just way too hard for an entrepreneur in this city. It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Reversholt. Because we are! We totally are! We just got to turn it into a speed lab first.
You know, to get our foot in the door.
And why did you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there. But the sign was way off, too. I couldn't feel the love at all. Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
This is it. Judgment time.
Ask for a bribe first. Evict them or proceed with the club. Do you want more game content? Yes, but I kind of also want to answer honestly, and I don't want them setting up a speed lab. Would they be trustworthy if I help them set up the club? And Suna's got some important work in there. Because something weird is going on, and that's worth exploring. I kind of want to defend Suna. May I suggest something then? Okay. Want to know more about the anomaly. Oh, do I have to set up the club to know more about the anomaly? Set up the club to know more about the anomaly. Alright, well, I want to know more about the anomaly. I desperately want to know more about the anomaly. So I guess let's do this clean. No speed lab, just a club for anodic music.
Yeah!
The young man's smile widens to inhuman proportions. His teeth beam in the floodlight.
I knew it.
The would-be leader drops his spiked head between his knees.
It's impossible now. No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so
How much the
more.
fish is?
We all know there was never going to be a club for anodic music with the Speed Lab. Now it has a fighting chance.
What's that about a fish?
There needs to be a club for anodic music in there. Needs to. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time. We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
Suddenly I like Egghead a lot more. Right, let's call this incident crime prevention, but I have my eye on you.
Okay, we'll try to do it without the drugs.
He raises his head from between his knees.
We'll do a straight club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and nothing but. I swear to God. Okay, Egg? From here on, it'll be straight all the way.
Alright. So that's it for now.
Goodbye, officer.
So now I'm betting I have to go talk to Suna again. Let's talk to Acel.
Hello again.
Your associates tried to use me to set up a drug lab. I'm guessing you knew of this plan.
I did, and I'm sorry. For what it's worth, which isn't much.
This is why I didn't go into the tent. Typical delinquency.
You don't get to choose your posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it.
Maybe tell him about Suna. Okay. I should have tried harder. Misleading a cop is no joke.
I know. I should have been able to control them. And I will in the future. I promise. May I ask, what did you tell them?
Do what you will with your dance club plans. Just no drug labs, please.
Thank you. I'll get them under wraps, I promise.
Alright, I'll go talk to him about Suna. Let's talk to the other two first.
Bit close.
Says the young man with the tape player and the large Boyadero boots. Lung-shaped trees sprout at his silver belt buckle.
True, hard, full, car. It's hardcore.
You're just gonna keep saying it's hardcore, aren't you?
Skibber-dee, skibber-danger. I am the rearranger.
Sure you are.
Hi again. So, yes? What's the deal?
I was using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She did not like the Anodic Dance Club idea.
What a pity. That's my favourite thing in the world. And she doesn't like it at all.
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity? Unity! Dance!
She made it very clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you, honour man.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her.
Oh, good luck with that. She hates the music and she doesn't want interference.
If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music. The lines in the dark exist. Coexist.
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Anodic dance music?
She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it.
Egghead cannot believe what she just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her.
Excellent. Good luck, my friend.
He smiles wide, like a replica of his friend with the large head.
Goodbye, officer.
Alright, let's go talk to Suna again. Excuse me. Alright, let's think some thoughts. Bonuses from the thought. Learning cap for perception raised to 5. Speed gives 1 psi. +1 pain threshold. Rigorous self-critique. One sorry piece of shit. A cop penitent, a flagellant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself at a Mazovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat of 9 tails. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows, you might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. Let's do visual calculus. -2 empathy. -2 half-light. Cold Omamakwa, Momadakwa. It has been brought to your attention that you're an alcoholic, and that it's a sickness, and it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they're right. Anything is better than this. Even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit? I wonder what bonuses you get from a thought until you complete it. Yeah, I figured. I'm just deciding... Let's read through all the thoughts and see if there's anything I want to think about. Yeah, I need to spend a skill point to unlock a slot, I know. Mazovian socioeconomics. People think communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago. A fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right. Until he woke up today, a spiritual corpse responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes, and Krasmazov. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come, witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51. Indirect modes of taxation. First, if you have a side bitch ideology cooking somewhere, don't sweat it. Fighting indirect taxation for the Gossamer state is compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now. Unless you don't want to be an anarchist. Whatever. Stuff this meal ticket in your eye socket and let's see if we can steal some love back from the robber barons at the Customs Agency and the banditos at the Insul Indian Financial Oversight and Competition Committee. Kingdom of Conscience. Heartache is powerful, but democracy is subtle. Incrementally, you begin to notice a change in the weather. When it snows, the flakes are softer when they stick to your worry-worn forehead. When it rains, the rain is warmer. Democracy is coming to the administrative region. The ideals of DeLorean humanism are reinstating themselves. How can they not? These are the ideals of the Coalition and the Moralist International. Those guys are signal blue, and they're not only good, they're also powerful. What will it be like once their nuanced plans have been realized? Advanced race theory. Fine, I'll read it. A mass of fantastic races swirls in your head. Desert pygmies playing with their own excrement. Kozhkos juggling potatoes. Eczema-ridden Mons grinning and dancing on wooden clogs. Everyone is there, the whole race gang, plus some that you may have come up with yourself. I'm not going to finish reading this. Holy shit. Koldomama Dakwa. You heard it, the mysterious Koldomama Dakwa. You're certain that you did. Well, maybe not quite certain, but let's say you're hopeful. because it would make you very special to be the only human being who can hear this invisible, incorporeal bird, this animate whisper, this particle of sound. You're going to have to keep listening. Sharpen your ear. Derealization. Jamais vu. Revachol Special Administrative Region. Le Caillou, the Insulindian Ocean, Coalition Government, Insulindian Mission Command. Name after name, and none of them is familiar. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Truvent, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch at the corners, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts, the one you truly must complete. Ooh, is that a hint? Ooh, maybe I should think about derealization. We'll come back to it. Wasteland of Reality. I've already read that. Can I not read these? Or have I not unlocked them? Oh, these are ones I haven't unlocked yet. Finger pistols 9mm? Okay, those are just ones I haven't unlocked yet. Alright, let's open a thought. And think about derealization for a while. Is Tiago back? Tiago is not back.
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre. He wants to make it work.
I don't want to make anything work.
She replies, her expression unchanged. Hold on, you don't want to make anything work?
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
All right, got your message.
Good.
She gets back to work. Ooh, this is a white check that I can try again. 72%. Let's try it.
Easy.
Yeah.
When her research is done, she can move out.
Listen, about your research. You mentioned earlier that it's not going very well. Maybe I can help with something.
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it.
She thinks about it. A glassy look in her eyes. A gust of wind brings more snow in from the broken gallery. It touches her hair.
Yeah, this can't be a pleasant place to live, Suna.
All right. Bring me the game's off-site copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
Is this the filament you're looking for? Show her the production schedule.
No. That's the production schedule. I don't need it. The right filament memory has off-site copy written on silver tape.
What is an off-site copy and why do you need it?
It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer.
She points to the glowing cube inside the machine.
The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
Oh God, not this again. It is not on-site. It is in the basement. Perfectly safe and not connected to the front at all.
Okay.
Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on site.
Yeah, but I'm not going to press that anymore.
And no, Taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored.
Is this why you're the former lead programmer?
We clear?
By your old workspace, do you mean the studio of Fortress Occident in the doomed commercial area?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
Actually, I've already been inside the doomed commercial area.
Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it.
Oh. Oh boy. Is it going to be a problem that we've stuffed a body in there? Where exactly is the off-site copy?
In the giant ice bear fridge. I just told you. It has
Yeah,
red
Harry, come
glowing
on.
eyes. It's impossible to miss. You just need to get the off-site copy from the ice bear.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
I found a note from the ice bear fridge. It said the off-site copy had been moved to a safer place.
Wait. A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
It said the off-site copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Sulislav.
Jawiza. Of course. Our project lead, Sulislav Jawiza. God, he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. And feature creep, and the Valley of the Heads. Like it would have made a difference. The off-site copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous.
She crosses her arms defiantly.
And the heads... I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
Yeah, but I don't have the right pry bar to get it open.
Valley of 1,000 Heads. You like the sound of that.
I'm not going to tell her we put a dead body in the fridge. Come on. All right, I'll go look for the off-site copy.
Thanks.
She thinks for a moment, then reaches behind the radio computer and hands you what looks like an oversized pry bar. Hell yes.
And here's my Qualsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the off-site copy, then you can keep the Qualsund.
Sweet. Well, that's where we're headed next. Back to the doomed commercial area. Alright, this is not the way. Where is it? Ah, there we go. Holy shit, that is huge. The hell is that? What the hell? Nope, that's the dock. No, wait. That just takes me into a backyard. Here. This away. I like that Kim is invested in this side quest now. Like, he's genuinely interested. He wants to know what the hell is going on with that sound anomaly. Nope, that's a whirling in rags. This way.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Better grip with gloves. What about the right tool? I have the right tool on. I'm going to turn the ice cream crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Alright, well, I desperately want to know what's going on here. So, I may save scum this. And we'll put physical instrument gear on. And we have 2 skill points that we can put into physical instrument. I already have a physical instrument bonus on. The white tank top physical instrument bonus. -2 physical instrument. Nope, not going to use that. Alright.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old ice
failure
beneath your Kavalzun multi-tool. But your fingers slip away from the tool. The lid shutters tightly as before. Unplugging the ice cream maker will allow it to defrost.
Oh. Why didn't I think of that?
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Very smart. Opening the lid should be much easier after the ice cream maker has defrosted.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner.
Let's try again.
An electric freezer. Ice
Damn it!
Beneath your Kavalzun multi-tool, and it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do other than wait for it to...
Alright, pointed to physical instrument.
This orange machine is dead still. It has an ice
Damn it!
Beneath your Kavalzun multi-tool, and it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do.
Alright, we're gonna load. This is the most interesting thing in the game to me. I desperately want to pursue this plot line. Alright, we'll try without defrosting it.
This machine is buzzing like an old ice squeaks beneath your unplugging the ice cream maker.
We'll unplug it.
2 cables are plugged in something close to...
Very smart. Opening the...
This orange machine is dead still. Ice squeaks, and it's already unplugged.
Alright, and we'll put a point into physical instrument, just so there's some consequence to my failure.
This orange machine is dead still. Ice
Success!
And howls under the strain of your giant Kavalzund multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep, a filament memory with the words "off-site copy" written on its side.
Take the filament memory.
You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it.
We should take it back to Miss Lucan and Kilda as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures.
Yes, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? There's a radio computer upstairs.
Oh, but maybe that would damage it. There's a radio computer upstairs. Let's check it out. Where is the radio computer upstairs? Oh, I need a flashlight. Hang on. I can sell it. Oh boy. Oh, that is a radio computer. I never spotted
The
that.
dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame, forgotten and unused. Its keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
Another radio computer.
Says the lieutenant.
Just sitting here without anyone inside.
Turn on the machine.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look inside the compartment.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected.
I hate that noise.
The filaments you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
Let's try the password for the production schedule.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Say afterlife death.
Good. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Really? She just used the same password?
The lieutenant seems almost disappointed to discover that.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard.
Press print.
With a quiet determination, the printer starts printing, a piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers its surface.
Read the printout.
It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Whirl Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule.
Read about capital. I want to know about money.
In its short time of existence, Fortress Accident SCA managed to burn through truly insane amounts of money.
How many real are we talking about here?
The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 real, but then came the delays.
Good lord.
Eventually, the damage reached 400,000 real, with only half of the game finished.
Good God. In a world with this economy? Wow. Gosh, where did they get all this money?
Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor.
Read about the workforce. Who worked there? How long?
Fortress Accident employed 18 people. The bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There were also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, 2 marketing experts, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Pyrrolidon in the basement to escape his obligations. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists? artists.
Why did a radio game need so many artists?
It didn't.
It didn't need so many concept artists? Is this a tongue-in-cheek commentary on a previous game this team made? It didn't need so many concept artists.
No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skip to work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good.
Skim through the production schedule, whatever it is.
The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy.
Because of the concept artists?
Not the concept artists. It wasn't even the writers, with their panic attacks and 3-hour lunches. It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large, and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team. They tried to make a 4 million real game with 400,000 in their bank account. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't.
Oh, so they were done in by their own ambition.
No. Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads.
The what?
At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jimsk-born Sulisław Jalisa, decided that what Wirral Untethered needed was a secret mystical location at the extreme edge of the map. This place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor.
That's ludicrous. With the structure of how games work in this universe, that's ludicrous. This is some insane shit. Who were these people? I'm going to ask how many heads were there?
So many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined.
That's pretty bad. So that's what did them in?
Well, yeah, that, and the catastrophic data loss.
This must be the anomaly Suna mentioned in the church log.
On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, where things get fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seem to vanish into an eerie nothingness, before the Egonian investors pulled the plug. What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian lintel front, just as the Wirral Untethered project was being compiled that day.
And the anomaly caused all the data to get lost in the air?
When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss.
What? They lost the whole game and wouldn't even pay for it?
Always read the terms of service.
Fair enough.
And let's face it, they didn't have any money left for a legal action.
Wasn't there a copy of the game, a backup?
Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached.
What does it say?
S. Lukanen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me, not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The temperature conditions were optimal.
It's not very convincing, is it?
Her former colleagues would agree with you.
Is there anything else from this lead programmer?
The production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later.
Read the notes at the end.
4 months later, by an unknown author. I am the only one left, and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under, too. Slipstream switched to making skis, and the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right, though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of
Man,
it.
that's tragic. The data company lost all their data? Just all at once? And they almost had a game.
Still haven't got an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of the error on the East Insulindian front on that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location. I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is Saint-Brun 1147. I am going there to look this thing in the eye.
That's the church.
Saint-Brun 1147. That's what the street sign next to the church said.
So that's why she's obsessed with it. Tear off the printout and throw it away.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Casting the framework, the filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Insert the offsite copy.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play again.
The speaker comes to life. Statics.
Good afternoon. Please repeat. Is this the offsite copy?
Might have a password for the offsite copy.
Good.
Afterlife death.
No, that's not it.
Oh.
What does she mean? That's not it. What's the password then?
Is this an AI? This can't be an AI. That's too advanced for this society.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Oh, shit.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
You know what? Fuck it. I'll ask. What are you, a machine, or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Fair enough.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do, Fortress Accident.
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Interesting.
Okay, what do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's obvious. This is what remains of Suna's radio game studio, Fortress Occident.
Yes, I got that. What I meant was, what were they trying to achieve with this damn game?
I mean, a game.
What were their ambitions? Because this here looks rather advanced.
This is way above your tiny little policeman head.
I don't know. I'm not an artist.
Okay, well, I think...
The lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands.
It looks like one of those popular pen-and-paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Oh, he likes that. This is getting a little meta. Has anyone ever done this before?
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry.
Not in Revachol West, among the ruins.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. We just don't have the technology.
How are they planning to do that?
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller calling stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
And this was a role-playing game?
Indeed. Those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with hit death thrown in.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left.
Alright, this is a bit of a meta-commentary on their own game efforts. Wow!
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
The lieutenant tilts his head, thinking. They were insane if they thought they could do this. It was just a play to cheat money out of their investors' pockets. I don't believe that. The curse got them. I see no other explanation. I'm not going to say that. The world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it. I like that, but Kim's just going to think I'm weird for saying that. Do we have any money? Let's give them more money so they can finish it and make it even bigger. No. I'll say the world is cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it.
It's too late for that, I'm afraid.
A half smile breaks out on his face. He says, looking around the derelict room. The pipes howl and a rat crosses the floor. I'm glad Kim likes this effort.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Huh. Interesting. They've programmed the flashlight to be a trigger for the light being on in there, and to animate the light up. They haven't so much lit up the area as they have added shadows being cast behind the characters. That's clever. Let's put something in our hand aside from the flashlight. I feel like they're overstating the complications if it's still reliant on middlemen. It's a logistical nightmare, but not entirely sure where code comes in at any point. Rolls and whatnot, but it's not that difficult to manage with raw math and manage the raw math in theory. If they were trying to automate it, how many people would they have had to hire to run this game aside from the 10,000 voice actors? All right, back to the church. Inside, you hear the cozy sound of some kind of heater sputtering. Oh, what's this over here? This is a place I haven't been yet. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. Alright, back to the church. A dead phone. A smashed receiver. Like someone hung up too hard. Alright, church, where are you? Here we go. The same address the lead programmer of Fortress Occident was looking for.
Yes, what is it?
About the offsite copy you asked me to bring.
Yes?
I brought you the filament.
Thanks. Looks like it's the one.
What's going to happen now?
Now I'm going to print it out to see what's left of it.
She's already inserted the filament into the radio computer's core, ready to close the door.
Wait. No. That's dangerous. She shouldn't do it.
Why not? What are you even hoping to find?
I have a theory. Lintel was able to divine the location of the anomaly from this broken copy. I want to repeat their calculation, only this time with better equipment. Watch. What an intricate display of failure.
The paper starts filling out with ink, soaking it in a gleaming blackness. Not a single line of data stands out.
So it's just straight black blocks? Why am I scared? Please just stop playing with this thing. No. Something's very wrong with that filament memory.
Sorna doesn't reply, her hands running over the printout. She's looking for something. For her morning star. Eyes scouring the millimeters.
Here. I found it.
Where? Lean closer.
Hold on.
She's behind the keyboard now, typing in some numbers that only she understands. The terminal beeps and the light inside starts pulsing like a glowing heart. I will say nothing.
Just give me a second. I'm almost...
She clocks up her typing speed.
I've never witnessed a programmer work before.
Pretty cool, huh?
Done. I've got it. I found the location of the anomaly.
You did it? You found the coordinates?
I found the coordinates.
She... Oh my god, congratulations!
Thank you.
She yells back with a grin. So, where is it? Where is your 2mm hole in the world?
There. In the swallow.
Didn't we establish that already? She points at the other end of the church, where a group of water bowls forms a ritualistic arch.
Think you can help me again?
She tilts her head, eyes sparkling. Sure.
I need you to go move those water bowls for me. I need to double-check my calculations.
What an interesting proposition. Truly a task for the intellectuals, solving the puzzle of water bowls.
Right, I'll go figure it out. I'm good at intellectual puzzles.
Figure it out? No. I don't need you to figure anything out. I've got a computer for that.
She pats the mainframe.
Just walk over to the circle and follow my instructions. Move the third bowl 2 centimeters to the left, and the fourth bowl 5 centimeters to the right. This should do the trick.
I'm going to write that down, just in case. Third bowl, 2 centimeters to the left. Fourth bowl, 5 centimeters to the right.
What? She only wants you to follow instructions. Nothing intellectually stimulating. In this task, a child could do it.
Sure, no problem.
Thanks.
Alright, I'll let you work in peace now. Oh, I have to pick the third bowl. Which one's the third? I think it's this one? No. Stand in the middle.
It's awfully silent again, as if someone turned off the entire world outside those walls. Water inside the bowls stands still. Measurements have been marked down around the bowls. Each chalk-drawn line representing a centimeter on the floor.
Move the third bowl from the left 2 centimeters away.
It moves like a ghost without creating a single trace of sound. This task is an insult to your mental skills.
Why did I lose morale for that? Move the fourth bowl from the left 5 centimeters to the right.
Some water spills out of the bowl, wetting the floor. The lead programmer sends you an encouraging thumbs up from across the hall. Time to run back, or maybe walk. This is a sacred place, after all.
Why did I take morale damage for that? It needed to be done. I might as well do it.
Yes, what is it?
I have moved the bowls. It was mind-numbingly easy. What's next?
Great. Everything should be aligned now.
She stops, biting into her chapped lip. What's wrong?
Yeah, nothing. Now the only thing left to do is to unmute the headphones.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting sound.
If we got the location right, we should then be able to hear whatever sound this anomaly makes.
Wait, why did you have your headphones on mute in the first place?
Honestly, I'm a little scared.
Isn't it going to be just silence and nothing else?
I don't know. That's what I'm scared of. I don't know. It could be anything.
It's definitely interesting.
I mean, what sound does the nothing make? How can you even listen to something that doesn't exist?
She turns to face you, the mainframe throwing shadows on her chin.
What if silence is only what surrounds it, but the swallow itself is...
She grows silent, her face very pale in the cold light of electricity. Do I say you're overthinking this or agree that we should be cautious? I'm going to say you're overthinking this.
Maybe. Maybe I'm just tired.
Let's think about this logically. Why would nothing be terrifying if it's, well, nothing?
Why assume that something that has no presence, existence, or qualities has to be terrifying? Well, the absolute lack of existence is kind of unnerving. The nature of the thing is definitely unnerving. So I don't blame her for being weirded out. Do I say that, or do I say it's scary, but we just have to face it? She might appreciate the logic. I'm going to say, why assume that something that has no presence, existence, or qualities has to be terrifying?
Because it reminds us of death. And we humans tend to think that death is pretty scary.
It's scary, but we just have to face it.
Yeah, you're right. Let's do it.
She puts on her oversized headphones, ready to press unmute on the keyboard.
The lieutenant takes a step back.
Oh, he's into this.
And then, nothing. Nothing happens as Sona Lokenenkilda presses unmute on her keyboard. Nothing but silence. You can hear some small animal cross the floor in the chancel. It's that quiet in the sanctuary.
I will say nothing.
She doesn't talk. Her eyes closed and brows knitted together in a state of deep focus. One hand cupping the headphone.
Well?
Damn it.
She lets out a loud sigh before tearing off her headphones. She's still avoiding your gaze. Well, at least the world seems to be still all right.
Yeah. Nothing happened. Let's move on.
Despite her fear, she was hoping for something extraordinary to take place.
I was too, to be honest. What do you mean nothing happened? Did you find the swallow?
No.
She rests her face on her hands, massaging the forehead.
No. My hypothesis was wrong. According to this, I should have heard something, if I got the coordinates right. Like I said, silence is only what surrounds it.
I wish I'd been able to look up into the darkness.
But this This is just another failure. Silence sounds like silence. That's all it is. You can try on the headphones. See if you can hear anything. But don't get your hopes up.
Silence is silence? You're sure there's more to it? This can't be it. You should have a listen.
Ooh, low chance. I'm going to see if I have anything for perception. I don't have anything for perception. Am I wearing anything about perception? No, I am not. Do I have space to put points in perception? I do, and I have one skill point left.
Yes, what is it?
Everything.
Success!
Disappears. You are draped in silence like a drowning man staring into his puny little headspace. And then the pressure changes.
What does it mean?
It feels like flying on an aerostatic, or when your ears pop, or like a subtle difference in the atmosphere, a weather change hanging in the air.
I am intimately familiar with how weather fronts feel as somebody with fucked up sinuses.
What if the sound you're looking for is too low for you to hear it?
What if we just need a better sound system? The speaker with the speed freaks.
A better sound system? Alright, but where would we get one?
I know where to get one.
Suddenly, a rhythmic beat permeates the walls, causing a small patch of decorative stucco to crumble onto the wooden floor.
They should really allocate some renovation funds to this place.
Murmurs the lieutenant, inspecting the damage done to the arabesques.
No. What they really should do is shut down the disco men for disturbing neighborhood peace.
Yes, but they could help with the speakers.
You mean the speed freaks?
She closes her eyes as more dance music invades the holy silence of the sanctuary.
Of course. The speed freaks. They have a fantastic sound system. And you think they would help me?
They would if you wouldn't mind them moving in with you.
I guess I could live through a week or two of peaceful coexistence.
Glad you're reasonable about it, because I'm curious as hell. Great, I'll go talk to them then.
Sure. Let me know how it goes. Thanks, officer.
You are very welcome. Let's check out the thought I'm thinking about. Two hours and 13 minutes left. Alright, before I go in there, I'm going to take a quick break. And stretch my legs. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys. I'm back.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
He looks excited. The tips of his... Oh, I've already read that. I'm here to talk about the church again. No, I'll ask about Egghead. I forgot to do that. I know Noid has his signs, but what's the deal with Egghead there?
He's a quiet man. Mostly communicates through music and by being a master of ceremonies.
What's a master of ceremonies? Also, he is not a quiet man.
You know, a host, a declaimer of slogans. He's a performer, gets the people going.
Interesting, sire. A bit like you, then. An MC for short.
How do you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you ever really talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I, stumble and find my way into his centre, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first, though.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself.
I'm here to talk about the church again.
Yes? What's the deal?
Good news. I managed to convince Suna. She's okay with you guys moving in, but on one condition. She needs your speakers for her project.
We are grateful, Cotman. You're an augury of a new era of anodic dance music.
The Speed Freak smiles, happier than he's ever been before. You're going to have to share space for a couple of weeks until she gets her research finished.
That's fine. We can manage.
He grins, excited.
And you're still sure about keeping our little side business, right?
Oh, you mean the illegal drug lab? There will be no shady shenanigans in the church, only love and anodic dance music.
Fine. We can make do. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours, maybe. Come check back later. Let's get moving.
Leave the tent. Oh, it's just gone. Why am I so zoomed in? Is Estelle still here? She is not. Come back later. Their stuff's all gone, but I assume they're not... Why am I zoomed in so hard? How do I zoom out? R2, okay. They've got the dance music going in here? Lame.
Yeah, it's all set up, man. Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000?
No, I can't. It's not that big, Andre. He waves his hands in an unbelievably lame, non-hardcore manner.
Ecstatic vibrations. Totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too.
He looks at the imposing black box in the corner that's churning out the sound.
Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honours, detective?
I could ask Suna. I'm going to ask Estelle. Estelle, what would you suggest as the name?
How about something simple? Like the club?
Too modern. And too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a morning after the rain.
Yeah, it's also a little presumptuous. You kind of need to be a bit more important to call yourself the club. What do you propose as the name, Andre?
The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
Andre's overthinking.
Says the girl with the microphone.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs.
Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
Oh boy, what does Egghead have to say? Egghead, you must have a lot of ideas.
Yakukata! Yakukata! The place to be!
Yeko Qatar, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg. Got anything else?
Ooh, what happened there?
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene.
Noid, give me your 2 cents on the issue.
The amnesia.
Interesting possibility. Especially with what this place did to Tiago.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the club, Amnesia.
Amnesia! It's not amnesia, guys.
Suno, do you have an opinion on this?
I don't.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
Fair enough. Kim, how would you name the club?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
Alright, fair enough.
An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
Have you talked to him yet?
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas, Estelle. Ideas from another level of consciousness.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
I think I've come up with a name.
You have? Well, what's the name?
Disco Elysium. Ah. I'm going to say Disco Elysium.
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
The past is the future, but the future is dead. No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be.
No Truce with the Furies was also another name for the game that this game was called. Ah, cool.
And short. And memorable.
It's settled then. Everyone
70
welcome
EXP for that,
Disco
damn.
Elysium.
A light beam watches over the dance floor, bathing it in violet blue.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion to celebrate the name. Someone turns up the beat.
What are you doing, Andre? That's not a very well-animated dance.
I'm dancing.
He performs yet another strange pattern of moves, but it doesn't look very cool or modern. Honestly, it looks kind of lame.
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing.
We should talk about it. We should talk about your so-called dancing.
Yes, my man.
He jumps up and down with glee, his moves punctuated by the stroboscopic flash of the club lights.
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with...
I'm about to have a red check, aren't I?
Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better. But there's a noticeable lack of something.
This is a white check. You may retry it. I will change my savoir-faire gear. I've been meaning to ask you, what's with the hair?
It's to express my individuality.
Is that a bald spot? It's hard to tell for sure, with the fused together spikes. But it looks like he's balding.
I'm not gonna give him shit for that. I'm balding, and I hate it. If I could do something to hide my balding, I would. As it is, I have to shave my head because I want to go bald with some dignity. Is it important for you to be an individual?
Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Now I'm all that, and I have radical spikes.
Fair enough.
Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway. Goodbye, officer.
Let's change our equipment. -1 savoir-faire. -1 savoir-faire on the shoes. Take my shoes off. I would recommend saving. Oh, that's gonna hurt me bad if I fail it, isn't it?
man. It's good to see you.
Still 3%. Alright, let's try it. Let's see what happens.
You close your eyes and dream of the shapes your body should form to bring this strange music into life. For now, such ferocity of motion is beyond you.
But just imagine the moves you could pull to this futuristic...
Hi, Limbic System. It's been a while since we've heard from you.
Puts a grin on your face just to think about it. Even a failed attempt gets the juices flowing and repairs some of the damage done by battles lost. If you up the dose and truly dance, who knows what will happen?
That healed me? A failed check healed me?
Salvation.
Well, I don't have the skill points to spare for that, so...
Goodbye, officer.
Not meant to be, yeah. Well, let's put our shoes back on. Alright, Egghead.
We're close. True, hard, full, car. It's hard car. Skibbity, skibbity.
Alright, nothing new there. Let's talk to Noid.
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
He looks around the hall, examining the carpentry.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. But you really came through for the hardcore underground.
You're welcome.
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely. Estelle using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater. The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass. Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk. And in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
Better here than in that tent. It wasn't safe.
Okay.
The lieutenant keeps it laconic.
What he means is, you're right, actually. The tent was a safety hazard, and this place was deserted anyway.
Noid, what do you think about the church?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
He rubs his hands together. How old do you think the church is?
320 years. A little more. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it. On the coast here was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something. I understand.
What are you scared of, Noid?
Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude. The sea, perhaps something more fundamental.
He means something paranatural. He must...
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
His voice echoes in the wooden cavern of the church. What style is this church built in?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmonger. It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
Okay, and what is DeLorean architecture like?
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
What would a DeLorean building look like? Winged
Like that
doors?
building there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical. Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Married shit. Virtue and tyranny.
I don't like any of these three options. Marriage, I'm sure, is great. I wouldn't say it's sacred. Church isn't painted white as far as I can tell. It's just chipped off over the years. And I'm not going to say marriage is shit. No. I'm going to say this church isn't... I'm going to say, hey, marriage is great, marriage is sacred. Why not?
You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
He inspects a pillar nearby with a sharp gaze. This church isn't painted white as far as I can tell.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside, before the sea wind took all the paint off.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, then covered in green moss.
What did you mean by dead bodies?
Dead bodies of perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
Not what Tiago would say. Spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, Cop Man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away. They had sensed that she could no longer see them, and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live. End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
You're saying his religion has stopped being hardcore? What you're saying is you're not a big fan of the Innocentic system.
A 3,000-year-old tyrannical regime of history, built and maintained by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false core.
The way he says it, the force in false core, is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
You guys said the Ecclesiastes were all about love and hardcore. Before, remember?
I only said unity. One word. Figures of authority always misquote you.
He points to his friends.
Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what people say. You should listen to what they are.
And you propose dance music will supplant this system?
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
How do you like the glass work?
I don't. Fuck her giving me the evil eye.
You wanted to get inside the church, and now you don't like the stained glass window.
I didn't know it was in here. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
Also, it's broken, and you need to plug that hole before it can be a club.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love. Mass murder on the floor.
There's a lot of options here. She's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here. But she's pretty. Yeah, but like, who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days? Lots of people, Harry. The resettlement programs are totally okay. I'm a big fan of resettlement programs for some reason. Well, that's... the church did resettlement programs. That's awful. I do feel there is something terrifying about her. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit? Would you say she was, you know, human? I'll ask that one.
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator. That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
She was a player. She played us all. It's just a game to her. I'm going to say, yeah, they hate this too, because it's very true.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
The young man lets go of the suspenders, and they hit his chest with a slap. Oh, I can say multiple things here. I'm going to say I do feel there is something terrifying about her.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
No, that's not it. It's something more. Something closer to your skin.
There have been hints that Harry is religious, or was before he woke up without his memory. A worshipper of the innocents. Dolores Day. What do I want to say here? I'm going to say nothing and stare grimly into the distance.
The speed freak looks the same way. It is dark there in the back of the church. For a moment, the music echoes strangely.
But she's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here.
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass-produce billions of humans. Billions of humans can mass-produce hundreds of billions of pigs.
Well, that was a bit of an odd direction to take this conversation in.
And many, many more tons of sugar.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we're living, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory against a long-dead opponent. But, yo, I'm only annoyed. What do I know?
I'll be right back, guys. What else do I want to say? I'm not going to say the resettlement programs were okay. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit?
The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit.
He raises his left hand.
This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs. She's a thief, if you ask me. An organ thief. All innocences are.
Yeah, this is a very interesting conversation. Interesting perspectives on a core part of the setting. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm not going to say the resettlement programs were okay. Who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days is a dumb thing to say. But she's pretty is also a dumb thing to say. So I'm going to say, yeah, I'm done talking about her. I don't want to think about her anymore.
What a strange choice of words.
Yeah, interesting choice of words, isn't it, Harry?
Caustic. Overflowing with negativity. That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
That just damaged my morale? I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about it, please.
How are you settling in?
Hard to say, Copman. Signs in here are distinctly wild. Gonna take a while before everything's properly synced. I did get to talk to the Crabman, though.
You mean Tiago?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place. Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
You mean all his mother's love stuff isn't too spooky for you?
Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? Love is hardcore, man. And the mother's love is the hardest core of all. The man picks up on stuff. And he knows a lot about the church. I got a lot to learn from him. Good thing you didn't squash him.
What did Tiago tell you about the church?
The Crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
A sarcophagus for the anomaly. What's it for?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the Crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs.
This guy is sharp. I was not expecting Noid to be this sharp.
Like, this is some old world shit Ubies had heard about. And thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church surrounding it to contain it.
I don't get it. Contain what exactly?
I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either, what it does. But it's what this Sona person is looking for and trying to measure.
He nods toward the woman.
It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
What makes you think Suna's going to fail? Sona.
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like substance.
I found a doomed commercial area in Martinez proper. Maybe it's the same thing the Ubies were trying to contain.
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages. And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
You think there's any merit to the theory?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer, Copman. Even I have limits. I'm a limited-size person.
Well, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about.
Maybe you can figure things out, Copman. I think we got on a good level here. The signs are syncing up well.
Why are you so suspicious about everything?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing.
What is the meaning behind your name, Noid?
It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our signs synced.
Why are you called Noid anyway?
It's short for paranoid.
Oh. Well, now I feel stupid. What are you suspicious of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour. Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
This is a good, dangerous line of questioning. You should prod him on.
And what are the most suspicious things?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment, the pig-wheat paradigm.
The pig-wheat paradigm?
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex?
No. Politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat. This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory, but I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. Probably in grass.
How would they do that, Noid? How would that be accomplished? How, with the limited technology of this setting, how would they... What? Tell me more about the left-right business.
I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity. The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray. Far from our true lives, but we may yet find a way back.
Whatever this true life is, You feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat?
It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain ourselves.
What's bad about cereal grain? Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things.
Yes, having food is means to an end, but the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry.
Well, that was certainly stimulating. I want to ask you about something else now.
His eyes flicker.
You mentioned true life. What would that be like?
The life is true if it's free from fear, an eternal division among oneself. In others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
Well, you're certainly not free from fear. How would you go about returning to this true life?
Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face. His eyes burning. His comrades look on.
Alright, back down, Noid. Calm down.
Rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
I was not expecting this to be fascism. Sort of like fascism, then.
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
The words echo through the church majestically. I didn't mean it as a bad thing. Of course I did. But shouldn't the ones that are more hardcore rule over the ones that are less hardcore, offer them guidance? I'm not going to say that either. Fair enough, just making an observation.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
So you're advocating a noise-based society?
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true, hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
You keep mentioning hardcore. What does it mean to you, and especially what does it mean to Egghead?
Utmost dedication, thoughts from the spinal cord. It's a potent superlative as well.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography that depict penetration, just so you know.
Thank you, Encyclopedia. I'm sure that'll come in very handy.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore.
Hardcore!
His friend shouts from behind his mix table, with a smile surpassing your own in wideness, a total moon face and eyes full of naive wonderment. That was vague. Dedication, something else, superlative.
Maybe you're being too specific about it. Try consulting with your spinal cord.
Oh, buddy. I don't enjoy it when I do that. Let's change the subject.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Harden up your ledger, caught the key, pericarnassianism is love, and still I have a 28% chance. It is a white check that I can retry. Internalize the hardcore aesthetic. Don't just nod along. Really feel it. Damn it.
Monotonous, but also somehow sacrum, primitive, yet futuristic, like a machine man. Nothing exists but the here and now. All are one purpose. All you've managed is a list. The parts don't form a whole.
What's with the clothes? Yeah, he's wearing something odd.
They're hardcore.
Okay, then.
It's just a style, you know.
Take care, Noid. Alright, what do you got to say for yourself, Estelle?
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to thank you instead.
I've likely deserved some praise and adoration. What for?
For getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
How's everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control.
I imagine Sona's not very happy about the music.
Sona, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does. Behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much. And the Crabman hasn't shown himself, thank God.
Oh, the Crabman has already talked to Noid. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, can you tell me about your associates?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favor. What do you want to know?
Tell me about Sona.
Oh, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time.
Well, she's got a good reason for that.
But earlier today, she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mind.
She still wants to make her... She was a believer in the game. She wasn't just an employee. She was into it. Oh, that's so sad. What about Tiago?
Oh, the Crabman. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters. I just tried to stay away from the Crabman. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
Oh, he talks to Noid? What for?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess.
What does he do up there?
Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do? Yell up at the tower?
Fair enough. Thanks. About the others?
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Andre.
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision. For what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organizer.
Man, there is so much detail in these characters. In this little posse of druggies. And their personalities. Except Egghead. Egghead's fairly one-dimensional. But, Andre, Noid, and Acel have so much personality to them and so much detail to them. I really like it. What has he organized?
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to work. Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent.
Well, that's a frank assessment.
I've never seen him so psyched about anything, though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high. I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know?
We're police officers, but we're corrupt, rotten to the marrow. You can tell us about drugs and shit. I don't give a fuck. Man, Kim would drop me on the spot. On life?
Yes. Anyway.
Is Andre your boyfriend?
Yes.
Aw. She nods. That's sweet, actually. Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Tell me about Noid.
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Forberg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Palaceum. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What does he do?
What do you mean, do? Like, for a living?
No, I meant for breakfast. Of course for a living. I'm not going to be rude to her. Yes.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that. In a shop somewhere.
Is that because of his beliefs? the hardcore and the ribs, the spinal cord and stuff?
Not to sound too dramatic, but I wouldn't make light of his belief system when he's around. Noid's a serious person. He's serious about the lifestyle.
What is this pilgrimage you're talking about?
It's just something poor Fallberg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock. Or as much as possible.
Why wouldn't it be?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have I not told you I'm a raging alcoholic who recently drank himself into an oblivion so deep he can't even remember what sounds like the biggest street in the city? I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say, let's say I haven't been down Boogie Street.
Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
I might just do that if I make it there alive.
Yeah.
She says, then opens her mouth like she's about to add something, but doesn't. Actually, tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Finally, what is the deal with Egghead?
What do you mean?
Where's he from? How long has he been with you guys?
Actually, we don't know where he's from. Or who he is, really.
A mystery man? You don't know who he is. Do you know his name?
One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Fallberg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
The worst of the Banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamrock, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City.
She nods.
Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine. People are sweet,
She says quietly. I like Estelle a lot.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two. You wish you'd been there.
What does he think he's doing when he yells all that stuff?
Oh, that. He's the party boy.
What's a party boy?
Anodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offense if you like rock music, though. Rock music's cool by
I
me.
do like rock music, thank you.
Pachoo, pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
No offense taken. Go on.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
He looks around, a little embarrassed of the enthusiasm of his interjection. No, it's cool, Kim. Involve yourself in the conversation. Get into it. Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Actually, do tell me about yourself.
Me? Again?
I'm not going to tell her I forgot.
Yes. Better that way.
Thank you. Some other questions.
Sure.
That's it for now. Is Tiago out here? Yo, Tiago, you over here? You up here, my dude? You don't appear to be. Oh, I haven't seen this. Shoes? Mesk Bangers Red Brogues. And $1.50. Nice. Let's take a look at these shoes. +1 empathy. +1 composure and -1 savoir-faire. I'll wear the new shoes. Did I just steal Tiago's shoes? Not that he was using them. Alright, Sona. Have the speakers helped? Oh. I think Noid broke the stained glass. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. Yeah, I think Noid broke more of the stained glass than was broken before. Damn. Alright, Sona.
Yes, what is
She
it?
doesn't look up from the keyboard. How's the project going? I see that your neighbors have moved in, but all I hear is Anodic dance music.
What? What did you say?
You can barely hear her over the thumping bass of Anodic dance music. I said, how's the project going?
I can't hear you. The music is too loud.
The project, how is it going?
Oh, the project. It's not going well.
Why?
There's that guy. I need him to plug a 3.5 cable into the auxiliary input so that I can route the audio signal through the mixer into the speaker.
Why don't you just ask him?
He doesn't listen to me. He only ever seems to care about hardcore and Yekokata. A place to be, apparently.
I'll speak to him, see what I can do.
Thanks. Maybe you can get through his magic rhymes.
She does jazz hands to mock him.
Let me know how it goes.
Alright, Egghead. Do I have to solve your riddle?
We're close. True, hard, full car. It's hardcore. Skibber-dee, skibber-day.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of
I
humanism
haven't seen this
stands
yet.
above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
No.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you, as if under a microscope.
No, I am not your bug.
As that bitter thought passes through your head, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder with 3 fingers.
I'm not doing that cross either.
Good call. She left us all in the shits. Don't give her a single thing. Just stand there in the apricot-colored light of the window, secretly grinding your teeth. The woman smiles her distant smile, unmoved, struck in half by the crack in the glass. Serves her right. She only cares about her sovereign's orb and her silk robes and getting to the aerodrome on time. To leave.
Medium 10. How did I know this is the mother of humanism?
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your history.
Time to solve Egghead, yeah.
This is her innocence, Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived.
So, Jesus then.
No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men.
What exactly is an innocence? I've read a book, but it was fuzzy.
The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world's spirit.
A tyrant?
In a way, an innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built from the ground up to accommodate an authentic rule should it coincide with our
So there isn't always an innocence. There's only sometimes an innocence? How do they know when to choose one?
An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions. They are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway? Only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office.
Is one in office now?
No, we are alone.
Okay, when did she rule?
300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Mawindi. She is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world.
What else do I know about her?
Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential Marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene La Navigateur, Queen of Serene, modern-day Sir Laclay. Also, that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed.
Where is this coming from?
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away.
Yeah, Harry... Maybe Harry wasn't religious, but his wife was?
No, you must know.
Okay, what else? Was she smart?
Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A simple grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court. A court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state. A scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
How come?
It was on her advice that Irene La Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history. The DeLorean era.
Owen Wilson voice. Wow.
Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest.
Now that I don't believe.
Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Riel Belt.
That's a cool world-building detail. I like that. Was there something terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it. But terrifying, it's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her.
No. Was there something bad about her? I want to know.
You already do. Although she's often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her terriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state. And then there were the resettlement programs.
Resettlement programs never go well in reality. What happened?
The Mesk state tried to detach itself from inacentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerated into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Marguerite were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity.
So she was a tyrant.
Suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of the Pacentic, mare interregnum. Little is known of her Marchese husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography.
Yeah, I can tell that from the stuff below her that has been smashed.
Lieutenant Yefrater, you've stood there for over 5 minutes.
The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
What are you thinking of, if I may ask?
War criminal! He's religious. So I don't want to insult her to his face. But maybe that's she's not human as in she's too big. Fuck it. I'll say she's not human.
That's mega cool, man. You coming in and accusing her of not being human like that. Right on, man.
Right on. She was inhuman. You've got a critical mind, cop, man. Yo, Andre, we should board that window up. No one wants that spooky shit when they're dancing.
How about we don't do that, Noid? She looks cool.
I'll take the 58% chance. Reconstruct the cracked glass.
A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text, a light motif below them both.
What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Alright, fair enough. Who is this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is home. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto, what does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau.
After life, death. After death, new life.
And then, along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
I don't know what that means, though.
After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this Isola, the Insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death. Could these words be the password that unlocks the filament memory?
Oh, that would have been a clue to unlock the password. Lieutenant, this used to say, after life, death, after...
Death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in DeLorean sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why not?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
What is the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Jup feu. Wow, I am not saying that last thing. Holy shit. Holy shit, that's jarring. I'm not even going to dwell on that. Do I say cool or not very feminine? I want to get off this screen as fast as possible. I'll say not very feminine.
Not at all.
Step back.
The mother of humanism towers above you. A wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
This is Dolores Day.
The old woman in the village was right. This must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
You knew of the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Ravachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago, where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the Revolution or used for building materials.
So this is the last one.
We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around, not processing all the people we've added to the scene since this conversation should have happened.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
Who conducted this raid, as if I need to ask?
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
How come the lieutenant isn't sure? Is this confidential information?
You're not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I don't remember being here.
I am pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
What happened here? What happened here? Was I involved? This could be what led to my alcoholism. If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Kim, are you a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
I didn't think you were spiritual.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance. Yes, we all are.
Stroke your chin
Her
first.
name, body.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
It's not spiritual, it's...
Alright, now we'll talk to Egghead.
We're close.
True. Hard. Full. Car. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the night.
Alright, that was not the answer.
We're close. True.
Say nothing.
Hardcore. Yeah!
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his yegs and args. This produces a guttural Gutvaldian accent and makes him sound more animal, more in it. Or maybe it's not Gutvaldian. Maybe it's Oranese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from, judging by his name. Could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck creation right now?
So this is the famous Van Eyck I'm hearing.
You know about him?
He moves his mouth, but sound doesn't come out. His eyes are the size of saucers. Looks like you've rendered him speechless.
You know Van Eyck?
Major Egghead! Your friend Estelle mentioned him.
Good, good.
The Advent?
Alright, well that was not the correct answer.
We're close. True. Hardcore. Yeah!
This young man, or maybe it's not Gutvaldian.
You know about him?
You know Van Eyck?
Yeah, I'm a Major Egghead.
Wow.
The skinny wraith looks at you with some disbelief.
So am I. So am I.
He begins to shake his head so everyone would understand.
Oh, is that why they call you Egghead? Because...
How long have you known him without figuring this out, Andre?
Egghead to the mega. The K became the G. The boy became the man. The Advent?
Alright, well that didn't solve the Egghead puzzle.
We're close. True. Hard. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the...
Wait, did I do everything with... But is it really?
This young... Or maybe it's
I did not.
Gutvaldian.
Yeah!
The Y to the E to the A 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 to the G to the H to the exclamation mark. Yeah!
He missed one A.
You missed an A there. I yelled mine with 6 A's. You have to yell it with 6 too.
I'm the hard rhymer, the track attacker, the mic enforcer, the sixth checker. I am the law.
Alright.
We're close. True. Hard. Hardcore. Yeah!
This young man, or maybe it's...
The Y. Yeah!
He missed one A.
Missed an A there, but that's okay. I'm a pretty lenient cop.
It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice.
Alright, so that's a dead end.
We're close. True. Hard. Hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent.
Still say nothing.
All car. All right. Yeah!
Please tell me, what exactly are you doing?
Gotta get the people going.
Why?
I'm the party boy. It's my job.
What is a party boy?
Hardcore party 25/7 beyond the winter's orbit style.
There is a place far away in Cutler, beyond a certain latitude, known as Winter's Orbit, where there are 25 hours in a day. It is a tremendously cold place, abandoned to drunks and failed rock stars, full of eternite, depression, and half-finished ski-flying hills. The Suru live
I'm not sure that that's how physics works. 25-hour days on a 24-hour rotation planet. Unless the surface is spinning at different rates, which would cause all sorts of nasty volcanic nonsense. I don't think that's possible. And that was a dead end too. Come on.
We're close. True. Hard. Hardcore. Hardcore to the internally coherent. All car. All right. Yeah!
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the church.
Hardcore. Ah!
He lets out an agonized roar over the feeblish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. I will say so hardcore.
Is it, though?
It is!
But is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl.
Feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy here, so that things get totally transcendent. But you haven't gotten there yet, so you don't know what to say.
Do I have to internalize a thought about this? Actual question. To solve the egghead puzzle, do I have to internalize a thought? No. Okay.
I am the mic enforcer. I am the chicks checker. Yeah!
We're close.
True, hard, full, hardcore, internally coherent.
I'll ask about the mercenary hanging behind the Whirling in Rags hostel.
Good morning, yeah! 1, 2, 3, Yeko Kata, the place to be!
You said that before. Why is this Yokokata the place to be? What does that mean?
Yekokata is a hardcore place.
Yekokata is an abbreviation from the Gradian term, Zone of Ecological Catastrophe, an agricultural megaproject in the extreme southeast of the Gradian Isola. It involved cutting-edge approaches to irrigation and a completely new type of fertilizer. An intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth, intermittent seas of phosphorus mud, ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind. A pair of molten rubber boots also comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place.
And that was a dead end too. All right.
We're close. True, hardcore, internally coherent. All core, all right.
He furrows his brow as
hardcore.
No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
That would have been good if I had asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic.
But there was a question?
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
Okay, well, I'll talk to Joyce again then. +1 XP for every orb clicked. All intellect learning caps raised by 1. Oh, but I've clicked all the orbs! Alright, let's try Egghead again.
We're close. True, hard, internally coherent. All core, all right.
He furrows his...
Hardcore!
Is it, though? But is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. The question is, what is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
He frowns, then starts bobbing his head back and forth once more. Hey, solve the Egghead puzzle!
Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
How do you like it in the church?
Yeah! Back on the case! No disgrace! Bring it down to party place! The first page of the second chapter!
His voice echoes all around the grand hall.
Could it be? Maybe for him. You only have a chapter or 2 left in you. Last of the penultimate, more like.
Oof, that's morbid. You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore.
He turns pensive all of a sudden.
Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last months, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51.
Not going to get tired of it, huh?
Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears.
It's like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto. Like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
Alright, I'll bite on that dialogue recommendation. It's proto, not hardcore at all.
Wow! Culture cop!
Capo del Arte? I got an achievement for that?
For a moment, you almost think he's going to put his hand down, but that would be ludicrous.
I think you might be right, but how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be?
Try to think if anything could make it harder core.
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
Lots of things happen in my head, Egghead. I've had nothing but things happening in my head for the past 3 days. Think even harder.
Oh yeah! He's doing it!
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason.
My imagination fails me.
I know! So does mine!
He laughs and shakes his head. Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question?
No! This is the answer!
Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police.
Uh-huh.
The young man is bursting with anticipation. Nothing me being the police isn't going to help us.
Oh.
Need something else, something extra. Is that me asking for drugs?
Yeah!
Okay, no it's not. Good. Your body can tell you what Arno van Eyck's jam is missing to make it harder core. Sure. Success!
You know it in your lungs where the pressure should vibrate. In your heart that's alone. And in your solar plexus where the hits should land. So does every chordate and...
Needs more bass.
What?
The young man makes a sudden move like he's about to turn the volume down. But that would be ridiculous. And a melody. A good melody is what makes the song really stick so that you can't get it out of your head anymore.
Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. But where would we get that stuff from?
I don't know. I was thinking you would know.
I'm sorry. I don't know anything about anodic music. I'm just a party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore.
He feels ashamed. He can't be of more service to the future of dance music.
Alright, I'll see if I can come up with something on my own. A citizen investigation.
The young man falls silent with appreciation. He even tries to contain his smile, as if it could hinder your investigation.
Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it, so that Egghead could use it to remix Van Eyck's jam.
Yeah, maybe that street hawker across the pawn shop has got some tapes to sell. That's just an idea.
I do have a tape, but I can't imagine it's going to work very well.
Anyway, that's all yours to figure out, Copman.
Copman!
Egg, can you please route Sona's signal through your speakers?
To the Mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary. What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5?
It's 3.5, no doubt about it. It's on the ground.
Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter. These two don't mix.
I need a converter then.
Oh no, we're going to be in this church forever.
Sorry, Kim.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here.
He searches for the cable on the ground and picks it up, looking at the jack.
Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good, people!
With a grin, he sticks the plug into the auxiliary line in. You hear a satisfying click.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please?
Egg, the music?
Everybody! Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the on-off for just a sec. For a special scheduled event. The on-off will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. Alright, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes. And then I'll turn off the music.
Why are there lungs on your belt buckle? 'Cause it's a symbol of love in this universe.
Lungs are for love.
L'amour, la compassion, l'autodiscipline.
Love! In a woman's lungs. Lonely as I am, I'm not afraid. This strange, damaged feeling grows on and on. 'Cause I've never loved someone like you before.
A dopamine surge accompanies the words. It feels like electricity flowing down your scalp, dissipating into your neck. Feels good, like a spark of life in that moribund sponge you call your body.
I'll take the morale heal, thank you. Are you a thought reader?
No nation, but transnation. No war, but class war.
So you're not a thought reader, you're a communist?
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Palaceum. She was a communist, though.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have much critical thinking in him.
Yeah! With a rebel yell!
Tell me something else, Egghead. I'm not going to comment on the communism.
Yeah! Alright! Here comes the night!
Alright, Sona, we're ready.
Yes, what is it?
Alright, I talked to Egghead. He plugged in the cable. You can now unmute your speakers.
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit? Just in case.
Maximum!
Shouts Egghead, a great smile still adorning his face, larger than a red dwarf star.
Maximum is the only way!
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time? Maximum is not the only way, okay?
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master! There's no other way! Glue style!
God, this guy is so annoying.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless.
Why do you want to turn down the volume?
Because I'm afraid that something might happen. It's an unknown phenomenon. We can always turn it back up if there's a need.
Can't turn down the hardcore!
I think what Egghead is trying to say here is that the volume button is stuck on maximum.
Of course it is.
She shrugs, consigned to her fate.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment! Ray of sound!
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone
She
ready?
looks around the church. I'm ready. I'm excited.
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
It bothers me that the background music didn't change,
Born ready.
says Andre.
Ready.
Yells Noid.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Suddenly, your palms are sweaty. The church seems cold and large.
Well, that's because it's cold and large, Inland Empire.
There's tightness in your chest. Anxiety.
Okay, ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mute disengaged.
She lifts her hand from the keyboard. Complete silence fills the room.
No wind outside. No waves. No floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. This is unnatural.
emanating from the speakers. Noise cancellation? Is this something supernatural?
The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine.
Oh, Kim feels it too.
A song inside you, not in the speakers.
Oh, nobody here is happy about this.
A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate. It's out there now, in the world, made manifest.
None of us are happy about this.
It will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and the people. Nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on?
There's alarm in the man's voice as he steps back to scan the surroundings. A slight rattle like crystal clattering in the cupboard fills the air, joining the chorus.
It's getting louder,
says Noid, his eyes riveted on the strange circle of water basins.
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
You hear Egghead yell, then something else, but his voice is growing faint.
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar, swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation.
I've never heard anything this hardcore in my life. It was in me at first. Yeah, what's that weird rattling sound? I will say, hey-oh, what's that weird rattling sound?
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance! Planetary!
No, Egg! It's the window!
The glass shards around Dolores Day's vacant heart appear to be vibrating from the sound. It almost looks as if she's alive.
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
The window is going to come down! No, the roof!
She looks up. A screech fills the air, a scream of wood and nails. The pillars of the church twist and creak above and around you. Yo, Tiago, you want to come down?
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the...
Uh-oh.
Come down to earth! Love!
Below it, all the bass grows, like the jaws of a giant compressor gnawing on metal and wood. It does not sound benevolent at all.
So let's unplug this shit.
It's shaking the building's foundation. The floor twists.
That's it. I'm muting it.
Yeah, we should stop. Suna, mute it.
Shit! It doesn't stop. Asil, have you? Yes, I've turned it off.
She yells, holding the contact mic in her hand.
Andre, pull the compressor! The place is gonna come down!
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's not in here. It's...
Oh shit, what did we wake up?
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down.
Egghead is not going to stop this. Egghead, it's in the desk.
And then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound.
Oh, he did stop
Only
it.
your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand. A black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too hard. You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time, this is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswolf isn't gonna believe this.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I thought we could use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now. Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, You too.
I am the Eggman.
And you.
It's what
officer.
I am.
I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's the start.
Kim, did you hear that?
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again.
What was that? I've never heard anything like that.
It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically...
She shakes her head.
I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
We just listened to a hole in the world. You're going to write Sulislav?
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear.
Oh, what happens if you spread this sound?
That it wasn't her fault. Or theirs.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency. Anyway.
Okay, good. What happens now? Are you going to...
Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Sulislav. Also devise further measurements.
Stay here with these lunatics. Hey, at least they're growing on you.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage for Andre. It's quite a lot in truth. For her, at least.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You're still alive.
So I'm guessing you told me to save because you can get a game over here if you do that wrong?
You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep in you. You just don't have the pieces yet. You don't know enough about the world. But that Joyce, if you knew all she knows, could put it together.
Ooh, so I ask Joyce and then I get a shot at this logic. Okay. I think that we're going to ask Joyce about this next time, though, because we're at about 4 hours. We're at almost 4 hours, but I imagine doing Joyce and then coming back here and trying to figure that out will take quite a while. So we're going to call it here, and we're going to finish this... We're going to finish this plot line on the 27th, which is when the second half of this month's patronage happens. That was really cool. This is really cool. Something eldritch, something otherworldly. That's really cool. I like this a lot. And the mystery's not over. We can try to figure it out. That's so cool. I love this little plot line. This is my favorite thing in the game so far, this plot line. But we're going to end it here for today. Tomorrow should be Final Fantasy VI. Yes, tomorrow will be Final Fantasy VI at 2 p.m. instead of the usual 1 p.m. And then Tuesday will be Metal Gear Solid 2. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I don't know yet. And then Friday, Pokemon Scarlet. And we'll play Pokemon Scarlet for a few days, except for Saturday, which is Final Fantasy XIV. That'll be it for now. I'm going to go get something to eat because I've barely had anything today. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And I will see you next time.